Welcome back to the Prime Edition, and we've got Bala here who has had the chance to ride the Isuzu MU-7. Before we get to the review though, Bala, I have to get a quick word from you. Now, you've spent a lot of time with the car, but what about the strategy and what's the overall plan or game plan from Isuzu? Because is there a sense of commitment to the market that you're getting?
It's a bit strange from the outside, at least for me, because the product has been there in the Indian market for 1 year and not many people know about it really, because everybody's asking, is this available here, is this available there? But actually in the 1 year that the product has been available, it's been available largely in the south and 4 markets all down south, which is a bit strange because you're not sure whether the expansion plan will happen. They're taking time to appoint dealers. All of that is too slow for me, and if you really want to be committed to the market, especially in a segment where the Fortuner is dominating, and if you have a solid product, you really want to go gung-ho about it.
And they're assembling locally, so it's not even like these cars are coming in from Japan.
Exactly, because they've started the local assembly, they've made it, a fairly decent price, overall, and the package is good, which is why it's all strange to me.
So some level of commitment perhaps, but we need more products as well from Isuzu. Quick word about the market though, because at the start of the show we talked about how dismal things have been the last year. It's still nice to see new brands wanting to come into India though.
Yeah, you got both bike and new car brands coming in. You had the Datsun, you had the big Triumph coming in with their range of motorcycles. So that range, level of commitment kind of shows you that there is still interest for new cars and bikes in the Indian market. So they're not sitting back and saying, okay, let the market pick up and do the launches. Then they're still going ahead with their plans, thinking when the wave picks up, we'll be there right there. So that's good overall. So
long-term picture still looking intact. We've been saying that for some months now though. I'm getting a little tired of saying that, but let's move ahead and go straight into that big MU-7.
This is one SUV with a definite "don't mess with me" attitude. This reflects in its design and stance with its wide-toothed grille, sharp headlamps, and the bold intercooler intake on the bonnet. It might not be as wide or tall as the Fortuner, but the Isuzu MU-7 is over 250 mm longer with a very impressive 3-meter long wheelbase. The white footboards and body-colored roof rails also add to the bold look, which otherwise has no flamboyance. The long, heavy MU-7 gets only 16-inch alloys as compared to the Fortuner, which gets 17-inch alloys. The rear looks less aggressive, but it does offer a large windscreen with neatly done tail lights and reflectors on the big bumper. Now, bigger isn't always better, at least from a driving point of view, and we put out the mighty SUV to see if it had the muscle under the hood too. The curb weight of the MU-7 is 1,900 kilos, slightly less than the Fortuner at 1,955 kilos. The 4-cylinder 3-litre engine is more than capable of making you smile as you drive it along the highway. Over 160 bhp on offer compared to the 169 bhp offered on the Fortuner, but the MU-7 offers a bit more torque at 360 Nm compared to 343 Nm on the Fortuner. The gear shifts are not the smoothest, especially getting into the 3rd and the 5th, so city driving may be a bit cumbersome. The braking is precise, though the clutch and brake levers feel a bit heavy and take some getting used to. The minimum turning radius of 6.2 meters isn't a joy on the big bulky SUV, especially in the city. The Fortuner has a minimum turning radius of 5.9 meters.
Now the MU-7 really impresses with the ride quality. That's largely thanks to the fantastic suspension it has, where it pretty much soaks in your bumpy roads or large speed breakers or even that extra large pothole. There's really no big challenge for the MU-7. Also the engine is extremely powerful. It kind of gives you that power delivery which is very linear and is very refined. The steering does feel a bit heavy, but that's not too bad because it gives you that large SUV kind of feel.
The front suspension is an independent double wishbone with torsion bar springs and the rear houses the twin-tube shock absorber. So, with that reasonably powerful engine and an impressive suspension, the MU-7 packs in just about enough to match the Fortuner in ride and handling. Currently, the MU-7 offers only dual airbags for the driver and the passenger. The big doors are heavy and so they will need the extra effort to be shut. The cabin of the MU-7 offers lots of space, but it looks a bit too simple and it's not plush at all. The plastics and the faux wood finish on the dash look a bit cheap, the seats in the front are comfortable and the driving position is not so high like in the Fortuner with all dashboard controls within reach.
Now it's a 3-meter long wheelbase of the MU-7, so you automatically expect lots of space inside the cabin, and you really get a sense of that in terms of the comfort in the rear seat because you get lots and lots of leg room. This seat has been pushed all the way back, but there's plenty of leg room, as you can see, lots of headroom, so it's really no sense of feeling cramped in this spacious cabin. Also lots of comfort factors like the rear AC vents which is available on this as well as the third row.
But like most third rows, the seat sits a bit low. Isuzu has launched the MU-7 in 2 trim lines, base and high pack, and in both the Bharat Stage 3 and 4 emission options. The SUV was so far imported and sold as a CBU, but recently the company has started assembling the MU-7 in Chennai. This BS4 version has been priced at 22,30,000 rupees ex-showroom Chennai, and the BS3 version starts at 22 lakh rupees, again ex-showroom Chennai. But what is a little strange from Isuzu is its rather slow and phased national rollout plan for the MU-7. Currently, the SUV is sold only in 8 select cities across the 4 states of South India. Isuzu is still in the process of finalizing its dealers in the north and the west. Given that these regions have a large base of SUV-loving customers, Isuzu really needs to get going and grow its presence quickly. The current model is a 4x2 variant, but Isuzu is keeping its options open of offering the 4x4 and possibly even an automatic gearbox sometime in the future. We did miss the 4-wheel drive option when we took the MU-7 to some uneven terrain, and given that the Fortuner offers the full-time 4-wheel drive variant, Isuzu should look at bringing that variant soon to India. The Isuzu MU-7 might be a worthy competitor to the Fortuner with its performance, its muscular looks and its spacious cabin, but with its much delayed entry, the company will need to quickly build its network to push this SUV to the big league.